Hello and welcome to Interactive CAD and Tech. Today I'm going to be going through Mac OS basics for Windows users. So this is basically just a quick tutorial video. If you're familiar with Windows, everything you need to know to get started on a Mac. So just to get started, I'm looking at the desktop of my Mac here, and then if you go to the top, you have a little taskbar. So normally this taskbar with File, Edit, View, and Help is built into the actual Windows program, but on Mac OS it's actually in the OS all the time. So if you look here, if I go to the little Apple on the side, it's got About This Mac, System Preferences, App Store, Shutdown, Restart. So this is sort of half a start menu when you're using Windows. So if you want to log out or lock your screen or shut down, restart, this is where you want to go. And that's always up at the top of the screen, the little apple. So if you go to Finder next to it, this is the program that's currently running on my Mac, and Finder is the same as Windows Explorer. Your files are in Finder Windows, and Finder is your file folder system. If you move over to the right of the screen, this little stop here won't be there for you. That's because I'm recording my screen. Then I have battery, Wi-Fi. So normally these statuses are at the bottom right next to the time. In Windows, they're just up in the top right. And then you've got your network, Spotlight if you want to search for anything on your Mac. So if you just click that and type in any file you want to find, it will find it. And these little buttons here are the control panel for your system. So you have system, where I've got my Wi-Fi, Bluetooth on, AirDrop, your display brightness, sound, if there's anything playing in the background, and other just quick shortcuts to save you going into control panel to edit them. And then you obviously have the calendar here with widgets, so that's the date today. I'm not in London, but that's what it's set up to show. News stories and my screen time as well. So that's just by clicking the time, it comes up with that. So if you go down and click Edit Widgets, you can actually customize this bar, move stuff around, and make it your own for what your day-to-day usage is on your Mac. And so now if I use the cursor and scroll down to the bottom of the screen, the dock will pop up. So the dock is essentially your taskbar. So you're used to Windows programs being at the bottom next to the Start menu. So if I click on Finder at the bottom, that's a recent video. It's basically your Explorer. So you're used to Windows Explorer and Files. It's actually now this little Finder logo, and it's very similar to Windows in the way that you can just go back and go to your drives, your desktop, your applications, and anything else you've got on your Mac. Then if I go to the Launchpad next to it, the Launchpad is basically Apple's version of a start menu. So if I click that, you've got everything that's installed, and it can go over multiple pages. You've got everything installed on your Mac. So if you want to go to the next page, you can just click the side, or what I've done there is just, you can click the dots down there, but what I've done, I can just scroll in on my mouse to do it as well. Next to that is Safari. So Safari is your basic Internet Explorer. If you have an iPhone, I'm pretty sure you'll know what it is. So basically, it's just your internet browser. So if I put Google in, I'm guessing if you're viewing this video, you know how to use an internet browser. So now I've clicked on Safari, and there's a little dot below it. So that means it's open. So at the minute I've got Finder open and Safari, and also QuickTime to make this video, and Maps. So this shows you, so if I click on iMessages, so this, if you sign in with your Apple ID, all your messages will sync on your iPhone and on your Mac. Comes in handy when you're working on your laptop, replying to text messages quick. Same with Mail. So every time I click on so I've just clicked on the Mail icon, every time there's a little dot that tells me it's open in the background, even if I can't see it. So just go back to the Mail app. Very simple to set up. You just put your details in, and it syncs like it would on your phone for your email. I'm just going to quit out of that. And if you go to Maps, I'm in the UK. north of the UK. But this Maps is basically, it's very very good like Google Maps. You can add guides if you're going somewhere touristy, and also and they'll sync with your iPhone as well if you sign into the iCloud. And I'll just go to somewhere random like New York, and it's also got a good 3D feature. If I go to 3D and zoom in, as you can see, New York, because obviously it's a big popular city, is well 3D mapped out. You can also go satellite as well and view a pretty good 3D view. So that's the Maps tool. I'll probably cover this in another video just on everything you can do in it. So I'm clicking the red X, but I've clicked the red X and it's still running in the background because there's a red dot above it. So you've also got photos, which it mainly syncs with your iPhone. If you connect a camera to your Mac, it'll import all your photos into here. FaceTime, same as Apple Messages, and same as Apple Messages, and just syncs with your phone. Calendar is another good tool where it's really good for syncing with your iPhone. So I use this quite a lot. So it's got a few holidays here, but you custom dates, and it syncs with your emails as well. So you can click on a date on your email, for example, if you get an appointment, and it'll put it in the calendar. And same with your contacts, reminders, and notes. That syncs through your iCloud, so whatever's on your phone is on your Mac as well, and it's pretty much identical. Then you've got music, podcasts, news as well, which same again, depending on your preferences, is just the stories just for you. So click continue, and then there you go. Nice little news app. Keynote is their version, Apple's version of PowerPoint presentation. Numbers is their version of Excel, and Pages is their version of Word. And just before I go on to the App Store, there's settings here, so that's the equivalent to your control panel, and then QuickTime Player. So if I go back to my Start menu and I open up something that isn't in the dock, so for example, if I open up iMovie, it appears here, and it's bouncing up and down to tell me it's loading. Then the dot comes up to show me it's loaded. So now it's closed down itself, but some apps don't do that. So if I go to, for example, music, which has appeared on my other screen, and pages. So now, if I click continue on pages, so create a document. So now it's basically like Word. Create a blank document. So if I click off that, and click off that. So I've used the red X in the corner, but music's still running in the background. If I want to close that completely, you either press Command Q, or you go up to music and quit music. And as you can see there, it's got a shortcut to say Command Q. So at the minute, I've got everything with the dot running in the background. So I've got QuickTimes open, calendars open, Safari. Then I've got my downloads folder and my recycle bin. The recycle bin's pretty explanatory. It's exactly the same as Windows. And if I go to System Preferences, this is the equivalent to your control panel. So your control panel is pretty standard, and because it's Apple, let's get rid of these. And because it's Apple, it's pretty self-explanatory. You'd have your Apple ID signed in here. When you sign into your control panel in your systems, it'll sync with your messages and your photos. Your internet accounts, your passwords, and Apple Pay tend to all sync through iCloud. Any updates, any networking settings you want to look at, so changing anything on that. Your Touch ID, which you'll set up anyway when you open it up, and your sharing. And then there's Time Machine, which I've already done a video on Time Machine on how to set that up. And then your displays as well. So I hope you found this little video helpful. It was just a real bit quick, basic overview of what's what if you're a Windows user and you've moved on to Mac. So the key points to take away is Finder is like your file explorer. If you go to applications, that's everything that's on the app. You can all, sorry, not on the app, on the computer. If you go to Launchpad, that's like your start menu. Set system preferences is equivalent to your control panel, and then also you've got the App Store, which is a bit different to Windows, but Windows does have its own store, where you can download any official software. I hope you found this little video helpful. I know it was pretty quick. If you do, please subscribe to this channel, and thanks for watching.